Starting a business and growing the business can be incredibly challenging. Going online and creating content so that you can grow that business can be even more challenging. And today we talk about it. Roll it. Welcome back to another video. My name is Nikos. This is mentorsapproach.com, where we strive to make a video each and every week to get you thinking and moving in the right direction. So hit subscribe. Today we are talking about the fear of going online, being in front of this thing. It's a camera. It's incredibly challenging to do the first few times, and then you start to get comfortable at it as you go, but you need to start somewhere. And the reality is that practice does make perfect in this case. And of course, putting your content online so that people can see it, give you feedback, whether it's positive or negative, and then start to make changes so you can grow in this skill set of being in front of the camera is incredibly critical, but incredibly challenging in itself. In fact, it's more challenging than sitting here in front of the camera and talking right now. Like, it's more, it goes online and you're like, what if somebody says something negative? At the same time, we got to realize that we need to do it. We're living in an age where we're moving towards that direction. In fact, if you're sitting here watching this video because this relates to you and you have had this challenge, you got to put it into perspective. The times are changing. They've been changing for the last decade, but now you're being forced to change. Everybody should be going online if they have a business. In some format, some way or another, they should be online. And maybe this isn't specifically for you, but if you really want to do it, then you need to put yourself in a position to succeed at it. Because if you didn't do it for the last year and a half with COVID, you're going to have to do it moving forward. Everything is moving in a place where it's going to be online or nothing. And then what are you going to do with your business, your side hustle? We need to see growth, right? The idea here is that if you're sitting in front of a camera, that the only way you're going to get comfortable is if you keep practicing it and you release it, you get the feedback, and you come at it again. You focus on the content, you focus on the quality, and of course, the delivery of what you're trying to present with your content. And you're going to make pivots along the way with those changes in order to get something that relates to your target audience. This is all we're doing. We need to pull ourselves back from the equation and say to ourselves, you are not the only reason of why your content, your messaging, of whatever you want to deliver, okay? You as an individual delivering it within this whole sphere of the quality as well and the audience, you're not the only thing that's affecting it, positive or negative. It's the whole equation. And we got to look at every aspect and say to ourselves, how do we improve? I had a person making a comment again about my light. They don't like it. But other people have said they love it. They don't care it's in the picture. So, one person versus everybody. However, if more people were saying this is bad, then I'd probably reconsider. However, the quality isn't the problem here. It is maybe the target audience or the messaging or how I'm delivering it. And this is where I have to analyze it based on the feedback. What am I getting at? When I look at my content, yes, I know my YouTube channel isn't growing to where it should be according to everybody else, but I'm using and repurposing the content in different ways where I'm seeing a return on investment for me, so I keep doing it. I'm also helping the individuals that do watch. They might not watch it on YouTube, but they're watching it on another platform somewhere, so they're getting the benefit, and I get that idea that I'm trying to pitch to them, and in return, I'm getting the positive feedback that I'm helping somebody. And where I reposition it, I see the return on investment in terms of money, where somebody will sign up for one of my offering, whether it's a coach call, one of the programs, whatever, okay? The idea does not entail that end goal that everybody's looking for maximum subscribers. It's about the return of the investment of what I'm looking for. Yes, it'd be nice to have a lot of subscribers, so when I go to VidSummit, people are going to be like, oh my God, you have 100,000 subscribers? Now I can be your friend. Yes, that would be cool, but I prefer money. I prefer the investment that's coming back. I prefer that individual that goes, thank God I watched your video, you saved me from making a bad decision. That's profound. for me. And I look at this whole idea of this equation that we're putting together of the content, the messaging we want to send out, the actual target audience, the quality in our delivery, and of course, my personality and my own personal delivery, not just the technological aspect of it. And I look at it all and I say, where can I be better? Now, the fear goes away as you do this more. I didn't like my voice for over 400 videos. It was about the 250 to 300 mark where I said, man, my voice is pretty cool. I started absorbing so much of me listening that I actually finally got comfortable to it. And I couldn't realize why everybody would, like, until that there was a moment, okay? And up to that point, people were like, your voice is awesome. And I was like, my voice sucks and I mumble. I've had a mumble issue all my life. People are like, stop mumbling. I have to actively try not to mumble. And this is something that other people, may relate to, or they may relate to something else that they do, like stuttering. I've worked with people who stutter. I realized when I was working with them, my mumbling issues were similar in nature. Not the same at all, okay? But in similarities were there where I could use the skill sets that we were implementing to help them so that I can improve my skill sets with the mumbling and to be aware of that mumbling when it's happening. And that took time. I had to redo videos over and over and over when I caught myself doing it. So what am I trying to say here? We all have issues that we have to work through in each of the different areas. It doesn't come down to the idea that if you're not perfect, don't do it. It comes down to the idea that since you're not perfect, keep doing it to learn more and grow. And once you start doing this, you start to get that encouragement to keep going. And that's where success starts to happen. You start to succeed. The idea is that when you start to succeed, you start moving in that right direction where nothing can stop you. Another thing that bothered me all the time, and now I'm okay with, was the fact that I translate a lot of stuff from Greek to English. So not all my words come out the way I want them. And I have a business partner, or had, and they would be always telling me, like, your language, you're using words that you shouldn't be using when you should be using them, you're using a different word. And you're like, okay, but like, put yourself in my shoes. I'm doing my best. But every time he would tell me this, I would find a moment where I would put myself down, and then it would take me 10 times the amount of effort to get back on the horse and keep riding. I just felt like I wasn't good enough. Not because of him and not because of what he said, but in conjunction of what he said with my target audience, and if my target audience, if it was really affecting them, but I couldn't put the two together if it was or wasn't. So these are all the things that we put into perspective as we move forward and keep making content. And this is where the fear will subside, and you'll become more comfortable in front of the camera, and you'll be more successful in front of the camera with the things you're trying to do. This is how this process does work. So take some time, take a step back. If you're working on your business, be proud of it. If you're growing your business, be proud of it. If you're moving in the right direction, be proud of it and keep working towards improving everything you're doing with the online content, going online. If you haven't started, start. You won't know how good you are until you get that feedback and know where to improve. Do not try to be perfect on it. If you've already started and you're not seeing traction, well, look at the areas of improvement that you need to make, get the feedback. And when I say feedback from your target audience, not your mom, okay? And start thinking about this from a logical perspective of where you can improve and keep working at it. Take more time to learn more things and implement those things, and you'll see positive movement. My name is Nikos. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Of course, leave your comment below. Have you struggled in something when you went online for the first time, or the 10th time, or the 100th time? What have you been improving on, and what would you give as advice to people that are just starting out? Leave that comment below. I'm sure somebody will read it and help change a life.